crossover move by Matt Kenesth. Now tries to squeeze Tony Stewart up to the top of the racetrack. They touch. They slide down the front stretch. Matt Kenesth gets into the wall. Tony Stewart crashes, and the leaders take each other out here at Bristol on lap 332.
I learned my lesson there. I'm going to run over him every chance I got from now to the end of the year, every chance I got.
I've seen a lot of helmets thrown, but I have never seen one connect square in the middle of the windshield like Tony Stewart just did.
You'll get that helmet back. Your aim was precise.
I don't give a crap. Hell with the helmet.
Perfect throw. And joining us now is NASCAR's chief helmet tosser, the one and only Mr. Tony Stewart. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's just start right there with the most talked about incident of last weekend. What was it about the way that Matt Kenseth drove against you that made you take exception?
Well, I know Matt better than that, and Matt's not a guy that Matt just drove up. The further he went through the corner, he kept trying to push us up. I mean, Matt doesn't normally drive like that, and I know it was payback from Indianapolis and Sonoma earlier in the year. So, you know, that's a guy you normally don't have that kind of problem with. So that's kind of what made it bad. And probably the worst part of it was knowing the fact that we had come from a lap down in the first 70 laps of the race and got ourselves up in a position to race him for the lead. And, you know, for 3 laps after the restart, I'd never touched his bumper and had to check up for him on both ends of the racetrack for 3 consecutive laps. And then when I go by and he goes back underneath us, he runs us up the racetrack like that and wrecks us. So, you know, I'm not going to say that I didn't see it coming a little bit, but it didn't really make a lot of sense to me knowing we had 180 laps left to go when we both were, you know, I'm not sure we were a contender to win the race, but I'm very positive he was a contender to win the race and that he was that willing to take himself and us out, knowing that he had that shot.
Okay, so what do you say to the people who say you had 180 laps to go? Wasn't it a little early to fight that hard for that position?
Well, he wasn't fighting for the position. I mean, his goal was to take us out, and you know, and he got it done. I mean, he did a good job with it. So, you know, it's unfortunate, though. I mean, it's you know, Matt's a guy that I can honestly tell you he is the best guy of everybody out there when it comes to being fair and racing guys. And you know, but there's still going to be those times when you disagree, and you know, we disagreed in Indianapolis, and he's still mad about it. And you know, I think I don't know if he feels like he's even now or not, but he definitely made a step in that direction Saturday night.
Okay, so obviously after the incident, you were feeling a little feisty, and you vowed to run him over.
Yes. Every
time you see him. This is what Matt said after the race. Listen to this.
Tony's probably the greatest race car driver in the garage, and I don't really have anything bad to say about Tony. We just, you know, on the racetrack, basically for years and years and years and years, we've had tons of respect for each other. And for whatever reason, this year he ran me off the track at Sears Point, said he was sorry. It cost me 7 spots in the finishing order. And Indy, he was mad because he said he blocked him, and I asked for 5 minutes of his time to clear the air, and he wouldn't give it to me. Just pretty much got cussed out and knocked my whole side off, put us in position to get wrecked. So I just said, okay, that's fine, and then I'm just going to race you the same way you raced me. And he showed me how he was going to race me down there, so I just did the same thing another end. So so I don't know. If you look at it, we did the exact same thing. It's just he didn't lift. So I don't really see where that's, you know, 100% my fault or problem.
All right. How do you two proceed as we move on?
I mean, we go out and race like we always have. It's like Matt said. I mean, we've raced probably 99% of the time and race each other with respect. So, you know, the thing is, he's a champion in this series. We've won championships in this series, and you don't win them by going out and with 10 races to go in the chase and going out and worrying about each other. We're worried about. I can promise you, and I'm very secure in thinking Matt feels the same way. I'm a lot more worried about winning the championship than I am worried about, you know, paying debts with him. So I'm sure he feels the same way, and we will race accordingly.